I see Pulaski come back with another review. This one is of Jon Turteltaub's Las Vegas. What's going on, guys? Happy November. Can't believe it's already November, for one thing. We're getting into some great movies this year. And even on the contrary of what people have said online, the one I'm about to review is not that bad of a movie, okay? Las Vegas. It's a little weird. It's coming out later in November, or coming out in November later in the year. I guess I kind of would have seen this as like a September movie. I mean, a lot of movies nowadays, like, it's weird. You're getting a real mixed batch now. I mean, you're getting really great movies like 12 Years a Slave, Gravity, Captain Phillips, movies that are also making good money at the box office. But then you're also getting weird releases nowadays like Runner, which nobody even talked about, even when it was open, or even when it was open in the theater. But that was good. Runner, I liked, and I didn't do a video review of it, but I did like that movie. And Las Vegas, though, like some movies, they don't really seem cut out to be released at this time of year. Like Runner should have been an August movie. I mean, just the way, because it wasn't going to make any money, but for whatever reason, they threw it out in September right after Gravity, you know, the same weekend as Gravity, so you knew it wasn't going to make any money. I'm going off on a big tangent here. I apologize. There's going to be hopefully 2 reviews coming this weekend, maybe, 3 technically, since I got to upload the other one. But you're going to be Las Vegas, this one, All Is Lost, hopefully, and 12 Years a Slave, which I still need to shoot the video review for, so here we go. Anyway, far as Las Vegas goes, stars a ton of great people. Michael Douglas, Robert De Niro, Kevin Kline, Morgan Freeman, Mary Steenburgen. Really great cast as far as the actors go, okay? So basically what the movie is about these 4 friends that reconnect because one of them's getting married. Michael Douglas's character is the one getting married. So they reconnect, and they go on vacation to a bachelor party, okay? They go to a bachelor party in Vegas, of all places, okay? And it's a very last-minute thing. He just announced, Michael Douglas just proposed to this woman who's, like, in her early 30s, when Michael Douglas's character is in, like, his, I think, late 60s, approaching 70. So what winds up happening, though, is they go to this, they go to the Vegas, and they basically have this bachelor party, but there's some contention within the group because Michael Douglas's character doesn't really care for Robert De Niro's character because of, or it's vice versa, actually. Robert De Niro doesn't care for Michael Douglas's character because he didn't go to his wife's funeral. So there's contention in that regard. There's also the sad thing about them all getting older and maybe perhaps not being as young enough to, like, enjoy some of the fun of Vegas. But honestly, this is another movie that I consider to be a very not really meditative. Meditative isn't really the word for it because this movie is really, like, kind of blatant with its humor, but a very, like, interesting parable on age, okay? Now, The Internship was another movie that was a parable on age, but nobody really saw it as that. Everybody saw it as, like, this real stupid movie with, like, a bunch of goofiness going on. You know, the movie with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson about them applying for the internships at Google. Nobody really saw it as a serious drama about getting older, but it was in a way. It also was more of a movie that was, that had, like, serious undertones to it, but it had stupid humor to make it accessible to a lot wider range. Las Vegas, I think, is a better movie because it's funnier, for one thing. Not as many jokes fall flat, or in The Internship, there's a lot of instances that just, like, they shoot for the stars and they plummet back down, and then there's some other jokes that actually go over well. Here, a lot of jokes are funny. A lot of subtle jokes are funny. A lot of real goofy stuff. You know what I mean? But not too goofy. It's not too outrageous or slapsticky. It's just more about, like, the quick-witted timing of the cast, which makes the comedy really work. And it's also the actors, too. That's the other thing. The actors really make the movie work, okay? They make it light up. And it's hard to, like, imagine this movie without the names, because, like, I think if this movie didn't have the 4 names, there would be a little bit less funny about it, because you're seeing all these guys, too, that are, like, in a way you like to think they're actually coming to terms with their age themselves, because nobody in this movie is very young. You know what I mean? Nobody in this movie is very young anymore. They're all kind of approaching their older age. For example, De Niro already isn't taking as many ambitious film roles as he used to be. So, but it's not that he's a bad actor, it's just that he hasn't been doing too much in the regard of being very, you know, active in the way that he's taking film roles that challenge him, you know, like with Goodfellas or Casino or a lot of other movies that he did when he was younger, like A Bronx Tale. That was one of the only ones he directed. I think the only other one he directed was The Good Shepherd, which was a couple years ago that nobody really saw. But yeah, Douglas, Freeman, and Klein, they're all unsurprisingly great. The one character that's going to get a lot, like, I don't think is going to get any real, like, recognition is Mary Steenburgen's character as the lounge singer. I think that she was actually really great in this movie, but I don't think many people are going to really look at her because, you got, some of the four biggest male names in cinema now, you know what I mean? You're not really going to look at that. But no, I like this movie, and I liked it a lot more than I thought I was. I laughed a lot more. Okay, I don't think you have to be really like middle-aged or like, part of the Medicare AARP crowd to really get this movie. I think there's a lot of humor that's accessible. I think over the week we started watching in my film studies class in high school, we started watching Office Space, and a lot of people say for Office Space to really work as a movie, you need to like have worked in a cubicle or worked in like white collar corporate America. I don't believe that at all. I loved Office Space. And I think, like, with Office Space, too, I think just going off on this little tangent, I think Office Space works because, like, I think if anybody can relate to doing something monotonous, I think even if you work in retail, you can see that, you know what I mean? As long as you've done something in your life that's monotonous and you don't like, I can understand, I think you can relate to Office Space. I think it's funnier because you can, like, relate specific instances if you work in corporate America, but by no means do you have to work in white-collar corporate America to enjoy Office Space. Just like Las Vegas too. And like I say, a big flaw with both of those movies could have been that they alienated the rest of the audience members and catered solely to their the setting and the characters and everything. They could have just done that, like not really given any accessibility to people that weren't in this kind of situation. I've seen several movies that do that, but this movie doesn't. It's a very funny comedy. Out of my rating, I'm going to give it 3 out of 4 stars. On Influx's rating, I'm going to give it a solid B. It's good, a little long, but actually pretty funny. Very well done comedy. I was really impressed with how much I liked this movie. Thank you guys for watching stuff. If you haven't, be on the lookout for my All Is Lost review and my 12 Years a Slave review. And like I said, I'm sorry I haven't been doing too many video reviews recently. Just been kind of busy. I haven't really found the time to upload them, but I'm going to try and get these uploaded this week or sooner or over the week, just to let you guys know. Thank you guys for watching stuff. If you haven't, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.